Hello everyone, Jeff with the Green Review here. When we consider the difference between organic and synthetic, the first thing that we need to remember is that the word organic is not synonymous with the word safe. Organic gardening and lawn care practices try to be safe, of course, but they may use products that are unsafe if not used properly. Safety depends partially on the product's toxicity and partially on the user's ability to properly use it. The dosage amount greatly affects the safety of any product. In a gallon-for-gallon matchup, some organic products are more toxic to humans and pets than some synthetic chemical products that are designed for the same purpose. Just being against chemicals is nonsensical. Most organic pesticides are chemicals. Water is a non-organic chemical. It's necessary for plant care. The dictionary definition of the word organic says that the item must contain carbon to be organic. That eliminates the use of chemicals of water, sulfur, and lime as organic plant care products. But that's just being nonsensical. Chemicals and the source of the chemicals are not the problem, and neither are the people who use them correctly. What some organically minded people are trying to say is that some organic and some synthetic chemical products are artificial substitutes that don't work well within the ecological system of a healthy lawn and landscape. The products are typically used to treat symptoms such as killing a weed in a lawn rather than treating the cause of the weed's ability to grow in a lawn. They want to use organic products, chemicals, that are an intrinsic part of the sustainable living system where they're applied, and that'll help the whole landscape. Some municipalities have begun enacting rules that prohibit the use of synthetic products within certain distances from schools and playgrounds where children congregate. It's difficult to be against protecting kids, and so companies that protest the new rules are not looked upon favorably. The problem is that synthetic chemical, aerial drift, and water runoff problems can be caused by homeowners who misapply the products and may not be from professional applicators who use them correctly. So to be truly effective, the law must try to protect children. Homeowners near the schools should also give up their right to apply synthetic products. And since some organic products are just as toxic to children, they should also be restricted. The restrictions should be based on toxicity, not who applies it or how it was made. Many people see their property as theirs to do with as they please. Unfortunately, each property resides next to other properties and within a watershed that can be affected by chemical runoff. My grapevines occasionally show evidence of being exposed to broadleaf weed killers when I know that neither I nor my neighbors have used any. So where did it drift in from? Just like secondhand smoke, some products can drift on the wind a long ways and have unintended consequences. The rationale that restricts synthetic chemicals being used in a few scattered locations, such as around schools, also does not look at the whole ecosystem. Many times, people in favor of restricting these products will say that the products harm fish, amphibians, birds, and other organisms. If that's true, then they should also be pushing for homeowner restrictions of these products on an ecosystem approach near all waterways, retention and detention areas, forested and prairie areas. I know I use pesticides carefully to protect the environment outside my property. I know that some people are not as careful as I am. I think it's appropriate that a homeowner should have to have proper training before being allowed to purchase outdoor pesticide products, either organic or synthetic. In many states, farmers have to take a training class and be licensed before they can use pesticides. Recertification needs to be done every 3 years in some states. After taking a class covering product safety, how and when to apply the products, and how to work within an ecological system, people could make better product purchasing and usage decisions. Regulating the education of proper product usage seems to me to be wiser than a willy-nilly ban on some products. And I know enforcement issues come up in both cases. So what's this mean to me? Particles from pesticides, especially herbicides, can drift in the air and water away from their intended target and across property lines. If some of the product floats away, the application may be less effective, but more importantly, it's now a pollutant. Some herbicides can evaporate for several days after being applied, and the vapors can harm good plants. Grapes, red buds, soybeans, and tomatoes are all very sensitive to products containing 2,4-D ester and dicamba. Read the labels of every product to see if there are precautions to take to prevent drift, such as not being used when the temperature is over 85 degrees, or if the wind is over 3 miles an hour, or near streams or wells. There are benefits to using an organic lawn care system. Notice I said system and not product. Problems are diagnosed not just for what they are, but why they are. By looking into the history and conditions that cause the problem, it's often possible to bypass the short-term synthetic and organic products for a long-term sustainable change in the local environment that reduces or eliminates the problem. In established lawns, a weed problem may be taken care of with changes to the soil, sunlight, or moisture levels rather than a chemical spray. Weeds indicate there is something wrong with one of the environmental conditions that weaken the grass to a point that weeds can grow. Fixing that condition allows the grass to grow better than the weeds. A lawn growing on an organic soil that is alive won't need synthetic fertilizer, which can kill microorganisms. Adding compost to a lawn on a regular basis helps supply nutrients and beneficial microorganisms. A soil full of organic matter acts like a sponge to hold more water until the plants need it, without becoming too waterlogged when they don't. Applying water deeply to a thick soil will allow the grass to grow a large, healthy root system. Mow the grass at the correct height and leave the clippings in the lawn where they will add to the organic matter and supply 1/4 to 1/2 of the fertilizer requirements of the lawn. Grass plants and even the best cared for lawns eventually mature and die. Mowing prevents the lawn from reseeding itself, so regular overseeding adds new, young, vigorous plants into the lawn. All of these organic system processes taken together will help prevent problems and thus reduce the need for sprays. In other words, what does this mean to me? Organic pesticides are not necessarily safer to use. An organic approach to the treatment of the whole landscape so that all of the plants can thrive includes proper diagnosis, cultural changes, biological and mechanical controls. Organic products like nicotine and strychnine are extremely toxic and not used anymore, but commonly used organic pesticides like neem oil and pyrethrins are still toxic. Neem oil and pyrethrins are broad-spectrum insecticides that kill a very wide range of insects, must be used carefully to not harm bees, beneficial insects, and spiders. Being organic doesn't mean a product can be used without restraint. In other words, what does this mean to me? Many lawn owners assume that products sold at stores are necessary and safe. Just because lawns need some care doesn't mean they need all of the care that people give them. Over $100 million a year is spent on grub control chemicals in the U.S. But in my experience, the vast majority of that is wasted on lawns without grubs or with very few grubs. The same goes for crabgrass control. Most lawns don't have any crabgrass, no matter what product is used. These products could be safe if applied properly, but many people don't apply them in a safe manner. They apply too much at the wrong time and often apply the wrong product for the problem or apply products for non-existent problems. Fertilizers and herbicides applied improperly can pollute the ground and surface water. So at the very least, if you're going to use a product to treat a problem in the landscape, read and follow the label directions. And this is Jeff with a Greener View. Thanks for watching.